square, but to the left of the screen now, the floor line, there is men everywhere. There are, I reckon there's...
I mean, it's hard. It is definitely hard, and I found it hard when I finished football. You know, I didn't work for sort of 18 months. You know, I was still finding my way. It's really tough to dedicate yourself to AFL football, which is a professional sport where you have to live and breathe it almost, 24 hours a day, but then you've got to, take yourself out of it to look at doing something else to get a bit of respite. Because this is, sometimes for us, it's, the one thing that we've always wanted to do and love the sport. So you're in that cocoon and you're just wanting to do that full time. So to do something else seems quite crazy.
Mooney. They had a chance to sew it up the Kangaroos and they've let them back. He's gone the talk.
Bizzell,
oh no!
Oh no! Oh, he's kicked the point. He's kicked it.
That has taken off like a rocket.
There it is.
Whether you like it or not, football only lasts for a certain amount of time, and once that's finished, you're out in the big wide world trying to defend for yourself. Just do something. Do something that occupies your mind in some other area other than football. Most players only get the chance to play AFL football or are on a list for about 3 years. I was lucky enough to play for 12, but through those times, I had injury, my contract was coming up, I could have been turfed out at any time. It is a world of its own. AFL football, when you're in that cocoon, is definitely something that is very powerful, and for the time that you're in it, it's great. And it's wonderful, but there's also another entire world that you have to associate yourself in after you play football that was going to, you got to survive for the rest of your life. The pressures of playing football are definitely, unique. I think any professional sport where you have to perform week in, week out, sort of on a public stage, and you get crucified for having a bad game or for any particular mistake that you make, it sort of really starts to make you be really quite mentally tough. I tried to explain it years ago to people that were like, what's it like to sort of get up for every game, and you often hear players talk about that. You've got to get yourself up because it is that sort of, it's battle time. You cross the white line, and if you're not ready, you'll get smacked down. It's going for a job interview that you really, really want, sort of like every week. It's that intense. You do all of your preparation. You're running weights. You hone in on who you're playing on, who you may play on. There's like 3 different guys that you may be playing on. Game style of the opposition. Your nutrition, making sure you get enough sleep. If you're carrying an injury, whether you're taking your anti-inflammatories or, for heaven forbid, you've got to have a jab before you play. There's all these other circumstances that are outside of already trying to play well and then do your particular job on the day that actually go into that entire day. Living with my partner Jen, and she'd almost say, like, it's hard to get through to you from about Thursday night till after the game, or even a couple of days after, depending on how you played, because you're in a zone. When it came down to it, you were sort of picked or you were not picked, sort of based on your own ability. So you sometimes had to rely on yourself to either get yourself up and get yourself in the best frame of mind, no matter what was happening, through that season or in your life. Heaven forbid, you got guys with personal problems that would never speak about certain things, and you would just have to try and shut it off. There'd be times where you got deaths in the family. You're either fighting with your girlfriend or your partner, and look, guys don't really like to talk, and that's probably one thing that I think, looking back on it, that we'd sort of just you just get on with it. I've got some of my best friends that have had a really tough time after football, because if you think about it, football in Australian culture is absolutely huge. It's massive. You make an AFL list, you get drafted, that is an incredible achievement. You start playing AFL football on a regular basis, it's a great achievement. If you play 100, 200 games, it's an incredible achievement. there's a lot of pressure, not only from the person, but the wider circle of their family and their friends, and there becomes an expectation that you sometimes feel that you have to live up to. And once that's taken away, whether through injury, bad form, or you just have enough and you want to hang up the boots and you want to go and try something else. There's, I've had, my best friends, go into a deep depression sometimes when I didn't even know about it. And that really scares me, because I feel like maybe I wasn't there for them. Maybe I didn't ask enough questions to see if they were okay. But it's sometimes years later where they say, you know what, I went through hell. It does come back to sort of, making sure that your community is all right and that you're looking after each other, and that we're all brothers. And, this is definitely a club, well, in AFL or playing Australian rules football, there's a definite, club that we have to look after, each other. No matter, who you are or where you are, we're all human, and sure, we believe in different things, but at the end of the day, you want to, I believe in, I suppose, the good of humanity and the exchange of that, whether it's, having people over to your place and, having a cup of tea and just sitting down and chatting. It's definitely something that I enjoy, spending time with people just to see how their life has been and, what they have done and how they see the world, and just exchanging conversation.